Okay. Now, for stock price, the second thing that we need to learn is the to visualize the stock dynamics, right? If we want to see how the stock price fluctuated along the time, then we usually would make a line plot, okay? And tell you what, I actually in this week's material, I actually I know that you are not very familiar with R yet, right? So if you go to this directory, you will see that along with this data frame, I also have a directory called AS3EX. Do you see that? Okay, okay. If you go to here, you can actually have the reference answer for all of the for all of the questions. So if you do not know how to do it, you can actually refer to this reference answer, right? And for example, like in AS2, right? So if I do this here, AS2, I basically need to set this as booking directory. So we already go to here already, right? Okay. Now, right now you can see that I actually in this notebook I don't put that. I don't put the data into a list, right? So they are in 5 separate data frame. Okay, so you can also do that. And then now, if we want to visualize stock price, the most easiest way is actually to do a plot. Okay, if I plot the if I want to plot a line plot, the easiest way is to do that is to if I put the Coca-Cola in the CK data frame, then I want to plot the day, and then as the x-axis, let me do it. This, okay. See, if I want to plot the stock price of Coca-Cola, as you can see that Coca-Cola actually from 1970 to 2009, right? Every month it has a stock price, right? So if I want to see this time series, I can actually plot them with this. I can actually plot them as I can actually plot them as a line plot, right? And the code to do the line plot is like this. First of all, I want to specify what is on the x-axis, right? And the second thing, I want to specify what is on the y-axis, right? And very, very intuitively, the x-axis is actually day, right? And the y-axis is actually stock price, isn't it? So I specify here, as I specify here, the x-axis is price, and y-axis is volume, right? Okay. See, and then so it is asking that what is its lowest stock price in this time period, and around the year had its lowest stock price in this. Around what year did Coca-Cola has its highest stock price in this time period, right? So in what year? So we can check, right? It's here, right? But if you want to be sure that actually we want to put a green line and we want to put a red line on the, see, the green line and the red line, right? And we can see that it's the day in which year has the highest stock price and the lowest stock price, right? But actually you cannot read it very well, isn't it? Right? You cannot read it very well. So another good way to do that is actually you want to do see, if I do a command like for example range, and then CK, no. What I need to do is I need to do this, right? See, within the date, I actually use which max as the index, right? You see that, right? Because I want to see in this data which column is the which one has the largest or smallest. So here I have the lowest stock price occurred at the March of 1980s, right? And for the highest stock price is in the 73, right? Isn't it? Okay. So you actually, if you want to answer this question, you can actually simply use this RStudio, and you open this data frame, and then you can see that the day of the lowest stock price and the day of the highest stock price, isn't it? Right? Now, if you want to write it in code, then you basically need to do this expression. Okay? See, you'll see basically the same information, isn't it? Right? So if you want to plot them out, then you can actually, like, as you can see that this plot would actually create let me do this, it's easier. Yeah, sorry, it's wrong one. Let me, should be here. See, as you can see that this line of code would generate this this plot, okay? And here it can mark the green line is the highest price and red line is the lowest price, okay? But if you want to see the date, right, you actually should, like, use this expression to extract the date, right? Within RStudio, you can actually, like, select this expression and use Control Enter or Command Enter to see the day of the lowest price and the day of the highest price. Okay? So there are many ways to do that. And we are not using new comments, simply, very simply, just indexing and, right? Now, the thing that we want to learn is like how to plot, right? And in this question, it asks that in March of 2000, let's see here, I think it's easier to see, okay? In the March of 2000, the technical bubble burst and the stock price crashed. According to this, and the stock market price occurred. Which company's stock dropped more, right? So if you want to answer that question, you basically can compare the P&G and Coca-Cola, and then this is a little strange. I think in the March of I think there are some problem here. Stock price market, which company stock drop more? I believe that according to this question, we should plot all of the stock, right? And observe all the stock to see that in March, right? In March 2000 here, right? If we want to plot more than one line in a single plot, the first function we want to call is we want to plot Coca-Cola first, okay? And then after Coca-Cola, you can plot P&G, but now you cannot call plot again. If you call plot again, you would make another plot, okay? Separate plot. So for the second things, you just add a line, right? Okay, and you specify the color, and then you can see the and besides the stock price lines, sometimes you need to draw some vertical line because it is telling about March of 2000, right? So you want to like kind of draw a line on the you want to draw a line so that you can see the thing. So when the March of 2000 technical burst, and according to the plot, which company's stock dropped more, then you can see that Coca-Cola, P&G dropped more, right? And Coca-Cola do not drop too much, right? Coca-Cola is here, P&G is here, right? So you want to mark the time of March 2000, isn't it? Right? So you mark the time of 2000 here. And you can see, you can observe that the Coca-Cola and P&G, their stock price, P&G drop more, isn't it? Right? So to answer that, you can actually do some plot, okay? The legend is actually to plot this legend, right? Actually, you don't really need to do the legend because you already know that the color, right? When you draw the lines, right? If you want to draw more than two lines, you should actually add for example, if I want to also add the IBM or the other type of stocks, I can actually draw them, right? You can actually draw them within the same plot. So this is a way to draw a line plot and actually add a line and add some vertical line to mark the time. Okay, and you can add a legend if you like to do. Okay, so I know that I do not have enough time to tell them in much detail, so I give you some reference code here, so you can actually answer the question, right, according to this plot. Now in like, and then it say that around 1983, one of this company, the stock for one of this company, Coca-Cola and P&G, was going up, while the other was going down. Which one is going up? Which one is going down? Right? See, so here you can see that this is 83, right? So as you can see that at this time the Coca-Cola is going up, right? And P&G is going down, isn't it? Right? And then in this time period, which stock price are general lower value, right? So as you can see that Coca-Cola is the price is like lower than P&G, isn't it? Right? So you can basically use this, draw some line chart and then use this line chart to answer the question here, right? Okay, this is the way to draw the line chart and use the line chart and use some vertical lines to mark the day, and then you can actually from this chart use this chart to answer the question. That is basically what we want to do in this homework assignment. Okay, so here it's just like because we only want you to compare like Coca-Cola and P&G, right? So we only draw the two of them. And then visualizing stock price dynamic in here. Now this time we want to draw all of the 5 stock, right, in the same plot. So we make a plot, and then you want to like draw the other 4 stock. We draw Coca-Cola first, right? And then we draw the rest of them in the here, right? And then we want to add some lines, right? Because here they are asking about some date, right? So you actually put the days in this way, add line, and then you would mark the dates. Now asking which stock reached the highest value in the time period from 1995 to 2005. So which stock reaches the highest value in this time period? As we can see, that is the green one, right? And the green one is like, which one? IBM, right? IBM. And then the same thing, you can actually use the same method to answer the questions. And then monthly trend, the last question it asks is that it asks you to like, it says that for IBM, the monthly average, the overall average stock price. Monthly average, so what we want to do is do a T applied, right? Because the stock price has like 40 years, isn't it? Right? And every year is like So if so, I want to, because they want to see the monthly average, right? Okay. So so if I format the IBM date into month, right? So it's like I want to see the average stock price of IBM by month, isn't it? Mean is average, right? So right now I want to see the average stock price of IBM by month, isn't it? You see that? You used to apply, right? In last week, isn't it? See, we are not learning some new functions, right? It's still the same function, but we want to use it, right? So you can see that. Okay, right? Now, it asks compare the monthly average to overall average stock price. Overall average stock price, right? So this is the overall average stock price, right? So months is like not important, right? And this is to calculate the average stock price per month, right? So you compare them, right? So as you can see that in January, the average stock price is higher, right? In October, the journalist price is lower than overall average. This is the overall average, right? Okay, and this is the average stock price per month, isn't it? Right? Okay, so you can also see that it say that Coca-Cola both have their highest stock price in the same month. Which month is that? You actually can use you can combine the L apply and T apply, and then you can see the average the monthly stock price for every stock, right? So so which month is that? January have the highest average stock price in the same month, right? GE has the highest stock price at what? Highest one in the January, right? Isn't it? It's the highest one, right? Sorry, GE. So GE is here. GE is here. Actually, it's here, right? Isn't it? Okay, so it's Apple, and then Coca-Cola is also in Apple, right? Isn't it? So the answer is Apple. You can actually use the same table to answer the question 4.3. Okay? See. So in this exercise, we want to learn two things, right? The first thing is use S apply, L apply to do the iterative operation. The second thing is to draw line plot, okay? And use the line plot to answer some time series questions. This is the two things that we want to learn in this exercise, okay? You can try to do the homework, and if you don't know how to do it, I actually have some reference answer for you in this AS3EX directory. Okay. Now we have about 25 minutes left for the third notebook. Now let me go to the third one. Now this one is for census data. Now first of all, we need to read in the data, right? Okay, so let's read in the data. See, let's go to here and I want to open this RMD, and then I execute the first block, and then I read the data, and this time I read as a D. Okay, so it's like, so this census data, so it's kind of like a questionnaire, right? So every citizen is asked to like fill in a census questionnaire, right? And it has about like 131,000 people is here, and then they are, as you can see the region, the state, for every one of everyone role, everyone observation is actually a citizen, right? So their marriage status, their sex, their education, their race, are they Hispanics, right? Okay, so they are actually kind of like a census data, and they are generally a few things that we want to learn here, right? First of all, when you do the census data, sometimes the data are missing, right? When they fill in the questionnaire, someone would like kind of like skip some question and left it as not available, right? So sometimes your data is not complete. You will have some not applicable or not available data within the data set, right? So in this notebook, we would like to learn how to handle this not available or not applicable data. Okay, so this is the first thing that the concept of NA, the troublesome effect of NA, and how to handle it, right? And then managing data frame. We want to learn how to merge data frame. What I mean by merging data frame is that first of all, in this D data frame, we have two columns. A column is called metro area code. Okay, so this is the code of metro area. It means that the person is live in this metro area, but we do not know which metro area. It actually gives us two other data, right? One data is called metro area code, okay? And the other one is called country code, okay? So if we read in these two table, here I read in this two table, right? And name that as one second. So here, if I read in this two table, I will see that in this country table, I will see a country code and the country name. See? Okay? And in this metro data frame, I will see a metro area and also the metro area code. Okay? So, if I only look into this D data frame, I see a code of metro area, but I do not know the metro area name, right? Okay? And sometimes it is desirable, right, to kind of do a table lookup. So I want to look at this metro area code from this metro area data frame, and kind of pull it into this pull the metro area name into this D data, right? According to the metro area code, I want to use this metro area code to look up the code and then copy the metro area column back to the D data frame, right? See, the same thing happened in this country of birth. The country of birth, it only gives us the code and do not give us the country name. If we want to see the country name, then we need to kind of use this code to and look up this table to convert the code into the country of birth. Okay? Okay? And to do that, we would use a merge command, right? It basically like this. For example, I want to look up the metro area from the metro data frame into this D data frame, right? So what I want to do is something like this. First of all, I specify the first data frame. It's D, right? And then the second data frame is the metro. Okay? And I want to, by X, see, I want to use this metro area code to match the code column here, right? Right. So I want to match the metro area code in the first data frame to the code column for the second data frame. Okay? And then I want to copy this metro area column to the D data frame. It's kind of like a data lookup, right? See, as you can see that for now, I only have a metro area code column, right? But I do not know which metro area 26620 stand for, right? So I want to look into this metro table, and I want to copy it and create a new, I want to create a new column here. The name is called metro area. So after I execute this command, after I execute this function, you can see that I have a new column, right? It's called metro area, and it is copied from, see that? It is copied from the second, from this table. Do you see the point? Now, see, in the original data frame, I only has the metro area code. Okay, I do, but the code, only by looking into the code, I do not know which metro area it is. Okay, the information is actually within the table. The table can convert the code into the metro area, right? So I kind of do a table lookup with this function code, right? So in this function code, I want to use the metro area code column in the D data frame to look up the code column in the metro data frame, right? And then I want to copy this metro area here, right? So I know that for the first citizen, his metro area code is 10420, and that stands for Akron, Ohio. You get the point? Anyone did not get the point? You get the point, right? Okay, so we can do the same thing for the country of birth code. See, in the country of birth code, you only have the code, right? You do not have the country name, right? See, here I only have the country code 575757, but I do not know what 57 stands for, right? The information is actually in the country code data frame. I know that 57 is United States, right? Okay, so I want to do a table lookup here. See, again, I want to do a table lookup here. Now, I want to look up country, right? Again, here is the country of birth code. Right? And I want to use country of birth code in D data frame and look up the code column, in the country data frame, okay? And then I want to copy the country into this D data frame. Before I execute them, I do not have a country column in the D data frame, right? But after I do this merge, I actually have a country. See? I actually have a country data frame here, okay? So you can see that right now by these two merging by merging these two tables, I kind of do a table lookup, so I can look up the metro area and the country of birth by their code to the metro area name and also the code, right? So this data merging, right? The first concept we want to learn in this data in this exercise, in this notebook, is like data merging, right? And when you do the data merging, you would actually create some NA, right? If you want to see, if we do a summary on data frame D, you will see that there are some not available data in some columns, okay? Usually you can do that this way. Right? You can do a summary. Now you can see that in the in some of the column there are some NAs, right? Okay. But actually, this is not a very good practice to check NA with summary D, because it would not work for the character columns. Okay. So a better way to check for NA, I usually do this. I would say is NA, D, and then I'll do a column size. Okay, so you can see that there are so many NA in this marriage column. There are so many NA in metro area. There are so many NA in industry, right? So if you want to check NA in the data frame, right? It means that D is a data frame, so it actually has a lot of column, right? And within this column, some data, some of them are NA. And if you want to count the number of NA in each of the column, the best way is to do this, right? You code its NA, and then put the data frame here, and then do a column sum. Now you can see that the number of NA in each of the columns. Okay? So this is the way to check for NA inside the data frame. Okay? And then so you actually have some time pressure, so but don't worry, let me walk you through for some of the things that as I told you that the way to check for NA is like doing this, right? So you can do a summary, then you can see the NA in the summary. But as I told you, doing this way, you will see a NA in better situation. Okay? Because when you do summary, it do not show the number of NA for all of these character columns. But if you do it this way, it will actually show the number of NA in these character columns. Okay, so use this will give you a better way. Okay. Now, as it asks how many interviews are in this data set, it would be very easy, right? It's already, you can see it here, right? And so again, I do not have enough time to like cover every question for you, right? The thing I would like to show you is that when you answer some questions, there will be problem when you do a calculation, and when there are data, when there are NA in the vector, and you want to do a vector calculation, the R language will always return the NA for you, right? So let me give you an example so you can see it better. Let's go to here. Let's see, let's share now first. Now, for example, in this question, right, it says that which metropolitan area has the largest number of interviewees with a country of birth in India. Okay. So if I want to do this, right, let me go to RStudio 4.4. Okay, let me do this first. This time I read the data as the CPS data frame. Okay, so and basically I need to do the merge before I can. Now I have CPS. And also I have the metro area code and country code, right? And then 4.4. Now if I want to know among all employees, both outside of North America, which country has the most common place of birth? Okay, so we want to count the country of birth, right? And do a table, right? And then among all employees born outside of North America, right? So we are talking about this country of birth, right? So which country has the most common place of birth? So we are doing this. We count them, but so within all of the citizens, of course, the country of birth, the largest number of births is in United States, right? But they are asking about out of North America. Mexico is the second largest one, but United States and Mexico are all in North America, right? So out of North America, Philippines has the largest number of country of births, right? So now we'll see some interesting things, right? So it is asking that what proportion of interview from this metropolitan area has a country of birth that is not United States. Okay, so to do that, because this name is very long, right, very lengthy, right? So I actually put the area, put this first. Okay, so I want to see that. See, I only want to check the country of birth for those who live in this metro area, right? So I do an index, right? I do an indexing for those who live in this metro area, right? And I extract their country of birth. Okay? See? And I want to see that because it is asking for proportion, right? So I want to see, I do a logical operation. I check these people to see whether their country of birth is in the United States, right? See, I extract the people who live in this metro area, and I check their country of birth to see whether they are United States, right? And I do a mean so I can see the proportion, right? Isn't it, right? That's what we do, proportion. But when I do this, I will see the NA, okay? Because some of the, in this vector, some of them are NA, right? So if I want to check that whether they are United States, as long as they are any NA in this vector, in this expression, the answer would always be NA, right? So if you want to see the proportion, you need to add NARM equal to true to get rid of NA before doing the average. Okay? So for average, for sum, for all of this, for most of the R built-in function, when the input, when each input has some NA, it will always return NA. Okay? If you want to get rid of this negative effect of NA, you should put in NARM equal to true, which means that it would exclude all of the NA from the input of this function before doing this function, before doing the sum or doing the mean. You get my point? See, if I do the sum without this thing, I would get NA. Okay? That actually give you a message that we have some MA in this expression. Okay? So to get rid of that NA effect, you want to exclude NA, and then for those who are not in the NA, you want to do the count or do the mean, then you need to put NARM equal to true in that function code. Okay? So if you do that, then it will exclude all of the NA in this expression. Okay? And then put the mean. You see that? Okay. Let me do it separately, so maybe you can like see it better. Okay. Let me put this as a vector. Okay. And then if I check you will see that within this expression, right? They are 3, 4, 2, 4, 3 NA in this vector, right? So if you want to do an average if you want to do a mean on this vector, you will return NA. Okay? So if I want to exclude this NA before doing the mean, I can put a NA point RM equal to true in this function code. Okay? And then it will only do a mean on, right? On the non-NA things. Okay? Okay, sorry. So it will give you, it will exclude the NA before doing the average, or before doing the sum, or before doing whatever it do. Okay? So the way to check for NA is use this is NA function, and the way to handle the we know that some of them are NA, right? But we still want to do the mean, right? So we actually can use NA equal to RM to help us exclude the NA, and then do the rest of them. Okay? So they are true, they are false, they are NA, right? We can see that actually. The thing is that this expression, after we calculate this expression has actually so many true, so many false, and so many NA, right? And the effect that I included NARM equal to true is that I will exclude all of these things, okay, and then do a mean on the rest of them, okay? So so in this notebook, actually we learn two major things. The first thing is how to merge table, right? By table lookup. And when you look up the table, sometimes you will look, you will find some NA, introduce some NA with into this table, right? Because some people are not live in the metro area, right? And someone may not may have a country of birth which is not registered in this country table, right? Okay, so when you merge table, it's very likely that you would pull some NA into the data frame. Okay, and when you do this expression, do this vector computation with vector that include NA, you have trouble because you will always return the NA to you, right? See, okay, and this NARM argument can help you to, like in this example, it actually help you to get rid of this NA and then do mean on only the vector element that has a value. Okay, so that is the second thing that I would like to teach you. Okay, so sorry, this week we because we start actually at 9:20, right? So it actually, so punctuation is very important, right? We do have a lot of things that I try to like tell you before you can do your homework. I know that I may not have enough time to cover everything this week. So actually in this week's homework assignment, right, which is the most important thing. This you already do it, right? Last week you already do it. So this week's I want you to like do AS 1, 2, 3, right? Okay, the 3 notebook, and then I want you to do it as a group assignment. Okay, so later on TA will create a group directory for you, and only the group member can access that directory. Okay, so you get together and write the homework together and do upload. Okay, in case that you do not know how to do it, you can see this. There's a YouTube playlist. Okay, some of them are already covered. Most of them are already covered in the class. Okay, but if you want to like do some review, you can actually go to this YouTube videos. It would actually tell you some important thing.
Okay.
Like so in important concept like especially for this U.S. census, I believe that it would be helpful if you kind of like see this video again before you're doing the homework. Okay, video is short. Okay, and then I also give you in this week's material, I also give you a reference answer. Okay, so if you do run into trouble and you do not know how to solve it, you can actually refer to this reference answer in this AS3EX folder. Okay. Okay, so it's already 10 after 12. So let's have the class dismissed. Okay, so whoever has question can stay, and if you have any question doing your homework, I tell you should get together and do the homework again, right? So if you need my help or you need TA's help, just write to us. Okay? Okay, so I'll see you next week.
So, Professor, so the homework will have to be one file, and we need to be all working in person to complete it, or we can submit it in 3 separate files.
Yeah, you can submit it in 3 separate files.
Right.
But you only have to submit that 3 file in a group.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But like we don't have to actually get together. We can do it separately.
Yeah. You don't need to. I hope you can get together and do it together.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't really need to.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You better get together so that everyone.